it's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead. And let's see, I don't think today is, what is today? Today is April 8th. So I am going to plant at least some of my April 8th plants. Let's see. So I want to do my red noodle pole beans from M.I. Gardener, and if you have not ordered seeds from them, Jiminy Christmas. They are very inexpensive, great customer service, and their seed packets, look on the back, it has every piece of information that you need: when to plant, where to plant, how to plant. It's amazing. So I want to plant approximately, I'm planting a lot of pole beans. I have several varieties here. So I think I'm only going to plant like 4 each. I think that's probably overkill, but I'm going to. So these guys, I think they'll probably go 1/2 inch deep based on the width of the plant. You plant them 4 inches apart if you're planting them, 1/2 inch deep. So I'm just gonna plant 1, 2, maybe I'll just do 3. Get those guys done. Seal them back up. Got my tape. Painter's tape works great. And then I'm breaking my own rule. Just kind of cover them up a little, tamp them down. And I usually make my marker first so I don't forget. Today I'm like off and running. All right, these are red noodle beans. Red noodle. And I'm going to write pole beans on here just so I know they need to be on a trellis. Because I am not sure if I decided to do bush beans or not. So, yeah, these pole beans need to be on some sort of a trellis. All right, so there you go. Now the other kinds of beans, let's look here. Oh, I've got these. These are all pole beans. Now I just planted noodle beans. I have some from Chinese red noodle beans. So I really don't need to plant those. I'm going to set these off to the side. I've got lettuce I need to get in. Blue Lake pole beans. I'm going to get all my beans together. Let's see what we got going on. They're all pole. Let's see. Squash, squash, squash. Yep, they're all pole beans. So I don't have any bush beans that I'm going to be doing right now. Maybe in 2 weeks, I'll kind of succession sow. We'll get some bush beans going, but as for right now, we're just doing pole beans. So we're gonna do 4 per pot per type. These are Blue Lake pole beans, and I usually plant the Blue Lake bush beans. So, Blue Lake pole. It's kind of nice here. It started out really dark and chilly, and the sun's trying to come out. I'm really excited about that. I wanted to get as much stuff as I can today because tomorrow is the start. They're doing it the 9th and the 10th, the Foothill FFA. These are 1/2 inch also. And you can tell by the width of your seed, you double that, and that's the depth that you need to plant your seeds. I learned that from Jessica Sowers, of course, at Roots and Refuge. That girl is a vault of information. She's such a good teacher. She's my hero if you haven't been privy to that before. All right, boom, we got those done. I'm going to, these are brand new. I've never grown these types. I did do the noodle beans last year, the red noodle beans. And they did pretty well, actually. The thing with those, though, they're beautiful, but once you cook them, they're green like all the rest. So just so you know. All right, so we've got the Blue Lake. Now, I grew these last year, and they did really well, too. The Ford Hook, these are 242 lima beans. Now, depends on what you want to do with these beans. These are considered a pole bean as well. Hold on. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it doesn't say. I treated them as a pole bean and they did really well. Excuse me, and I was even able to save some seeds from this. Now these you can eat, cook them fresh. And I just read a little ditty about lima beans, that they are toxic when you eat them raw. So you have to boil them for at least 10 minutes. Isn't that interesting? I've never eaten them raw, but yeah, so you can freeze them, parboil them, freeze them, and then cook them. You can can them. You can dry them. That's what I'm planning on doing, is dry them. And then I just cook them up with like a bunch of ham or ham hocks. Boy, are they delicious. I love lima beans. I did not as a child. I will tell you that. But having the slimy ones that come out of a store-bought can and then having them fresh or fresh canned is a big difference. I'm gonna put lima. I don't know if they're pole or bush, but we're treating them as pole beans. All right, so all right, and these germinated quite nicely. These are smaller variety. They're not quite as big as some of the lima beans that you see. Ooh, there you go. And these will probably have to go 1 inch deep, I'm guessing. 6 inches apart. Oh, no, these are only 1/2 inch too. So I'm gonna kind of put them right there. 2, 3, and 4. All right, so far we've got 12 bean plants going here. I'm getting excited. We're the month before planting outdoors. Today, I need to put all my cruciferous outside for a little bit. It's not super sunny, it's not super hot or anything, so they should be okay. At least put them out for a couple of hours. All right, then I have these. I've never grown these at all, whether bush or pole. These are called Ideal Market Pole Beans. These are a green bean. So we're gonna get those going. So hopefully this year my goal, I can never get enough beans at once to can. And beans are kind of hard to keep fresh enough to where you can can them. So I dehydrated a bunch. You can kind of parboil them and freeze them and do them that way and keep adding them. So these are called Ideal Market. It's a pole bean. All right. We're going to plant 4 of these. We're going to have beans coming out our ears. Oh, these are a black bean. Look at that. These should be 1/2 inch. Yes. 1/2 inch. There we go. I did a show on Saturday, my first one of the year, and boy, am I out of shape. It got up to 75 degrees by the time it was time to pack up and go home. And you would have thought, I would have thought it was 90 to 100 degrees. I was like, holy cow, am I out of shape. But it was a beautiful day. It was sunny. There was lots of lovely people, and I got to have my booth backed up right up to my friend Brenna, and she had her sister with her. She makes some beautiful, beautiful clothing. She buys it secondhand, and then she tears it apart and recreates it, and she adds all kinds of embellishments, and it's beautiful. And I bought a really pretty headband. She makes bandanas, and she does her own creations on there. I should have wore it today, but I forgot about it. All right, next we have Kentucky Wonder, which I'm sure everybody's heard of those. These are actual pole beans, so I've grown the bush beans for years. So I'm going to put Kentucky. Pole. I have a feeling I'm going to need some more trellises. Alright, here's 4 of these. But I have a lot of tomatoes too. I can always give some of these away, maybe only plant 2 of each variety. That's still lots of beans. That's the nice thing when you do this kind of stuff and you have plenty to go around and everything germinates. And I always find if I plant more than I need, they all end up germinating, which is not a bad thing. It's just, what in the world are you going to do with them? So the next best thing is give them to your friends. I did sell, I almost sold out of my spider plant babies. I took them to the show. They were super, super popular. And there was a lot of vendors there, a lot. All right, so these are the Kentucky Wonder. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't even planted this one yet. I'm losing my mind. Sorry, guys. All right, so that's going to go in that pile. Now, these look... I've always wanted to grow these. I see them at farmers markets all the time. They're called Oriental Yard-Long Pole Beans. And I mean, these guys get long and they're super, super skinny. So I'm excited to grow these. Okay, this is the last of the beans. I don't think I'm going to need to succession sow and put some bush beans in. This is ridiculous. This is a lot of beans. But we have our youngest son and daughter don't live very far from us, so we can always share the wealth once these things start coming in. All right, so we got 6 different varieties of beans planted. And then we're going to do some lettuce. Going to get some more dirt. And I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of lettuce. I'm just going to sprinkle a few into each cup. And then in 2 weeks, I'll do it again. And you can do, as my friend pointed out, you cut them to where there's only this much of the plant sticking out of the dirt out in your garden. And you snip it off and they will grow back up and they just keep producing more and more. You can take the outer leaves off. There's a lot of ways you can keep harvesting from the same plant, in other words. So that's a good thing to know when you're growing lettuce. All right, let's do this. This is black-seeded Simpson. This grew really well last year. It spoils you when you get your own lettuce out of your garden, because then you don't want to buy it at the store. It's horrid. All right, so lettuce seeds don't go very deep. They recommend, let's see, 1/4 inch deep, because they're not very big. So I'm only going to plant like these guys. And then I'll do about the same amount in 2 weeks. You just sprinkle them around on your dirt. And I do pop these up like I do everything else. And I think I'm finally going to have to put that shelf together, because I bought another metal shelf like the one I'm using here in my kitchen. But I just haven't quite figured out where in the tarnations I'm going to put that thing, because I can move this dining room table over and put another one like I can move this over and then put 2 side by side there. But I'm not quite sure. I don't know. Like I told you guys before, I'm having Easter at my house. Well, hopefully it's a beautiful day at Easter and we can all eat outside, because, yeah, where am I going to put everything? In my kitchen. I've already got one, the south-facing window countertop is just covered with plants. Here I am planting more. All right, so put this back. Black-seeded Simpson. Okay, maybe I'll do 2 packages of one variety. Then in 2 weeks, I'll do the other 3 packets. I think that's what I'm going to do. That way I'll have a good variety. All right, these are prize head leaf. They're beautiful, kind of a reddish variegated. They're delicious as well. They grew really well last year also. I tell you, I've never gotten anything from M.I. Gardener. The only thing that I'm having trouble with those brand of seeds, and it's not the brand of seeds, it's just me because my friend grows them really well, are the ground cherries. Who knows? I thought I had one that was coming up, but I don't think it is. Okay, prize head lettuce. All right, there's that one. So we'll just do 2 types of the lettuce for now. In 2 weeks, we'll do the others. I might even just do 2 in 2 weeks and then do the third one that I'm not planning today. Oops, that's way too many. Another 2 weeks. All right, so here we go. These are hard to pick up. These ones are lighter in color. That's quite a few seeds. Quite a few. All right, so the lettuce is taken care of. Then I let my lettuce last year go to seed, and I have billions, so I'll never ever have to buy lettuce seeds again. I got one lettuce plant puts off so many seeds, you would not even believe it. I don't, there's probably a million. I'm not kidding, a million. All right, so all I have left are my squashes. I'm gonna sow. My cilantro didn't come up for some reason. I don't know why. I've never had trouble growing it. I don't know what happened. My dill did perfect, so I'm gonna sow those guys. Maybe I'll wait till today is, what did I say today was? The 8th, the 10th is Thursday. Maybe I'll wait till Friday because I'll be gone Wednesday and Thursday. I'll just plant these guys today. So that's all I have for you today. I hope the sun is shining where you are. If it's not, I hope you're dry, healthy, happy, safe. And thank you so much for watching, subscribing, sharing. We're at 450 subscribers. I'm pretty tickled with that. We're almost to 500. So thank you so much, and God bless you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.